Floods, earthquakes, and more floods. Pretty much, it's a lot of floods. Mostly all floods. Is it time to start prepping for the doomsday? For any doomsday? How many are coming? Welcome back to Bumblebee. I'm your host, Taylor McWaters. Here are the top 10 failed doomsday predictions that we're glad never came true. Yet. Number 10, the flood. Classic, one of many. In 1499, Johann Stoffler, a German mathematician and astronomer, very smart man, looking at the skies, looking at the books, he accurately predicted a flood that occurred in Paris. He got one. This is a successful prediction. We love that. He used his knowledge of celestial events, particularly the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, to calculate the timing of said flood. Stoffler's prediction was based on the belief that the alignment of the planets and stars could affect earthly events. Volcanoes going off, who knows? The first prediction he happened to get right, but in addition to that, one and only accurate prediction of that Paris flood, Johann Stoffler also made a prediction about the end of the world. Hey, a little more drastic than the last one, what's going on? He believed that a planetary alignment on February 20th, 1524 would lead to a great flood, destroying the world. All of it, not just one part. We're all screwed. This prediction caused widespread panic in Europe, with many people preparing for the end of the world. However, that fateful day came and went without any catastrophic floods. Nothing happened at all. It led to Stoffler's prediction being dismissed as false, and then people were pretty upset about it because, yeah, people were building 3-story arcs and boats. This was a terrifying time. What a psycho. Gotcha. Number 9. 2012. Remember this one? I was 17 years old. I kinda fell for this one. I'm not gonna lie, I was Googling some stuff. This was all over the place. What a headache. The idea that the world would end on December 21st, 2012 was based on the ancient Mayan long count calendar. This calendar completed a cycle of 5,125 years on that day, which in turn made some people, well, everybody on the planet, believe that the end of the world was near. However, this prediction was not supported by any scientific evidence or even Mayan prophecies for that matter. In fact, the Mayans themselves did not believe that the end of the calendar meant the end of the world. Even so, there was a disaster movie called 2012 starring John Cusack. He got a paycheck because of this prophecy. Unbelievable. That movie for sure didn't help the widespread panic. I saw it, it was okay. I was like, ooh, I hope that doesn't happen. Popcorn. Number 8, Harold Camping. Harold Camping, let's talk about him for a minute. He was a Christian radio host who gained his fame after predicting the end of the world back in 1993. Harold wrote a book titled 1994, with a question mark in it, of course. I guess he wasn't confident when he was writing. But the year ended up passing without a doomsday. Harold again predicted the end of the world would happen in 2011. He predicted that there would be a biblical flood on May 21st, 2011. Harold believed that God would destroy the world with a devastating earthquake and that only true believers would be saved. Nice, must be nice, how convenient. However, May 21st, 2011 came and went without any signs of this predicted flood. Camping again revised his prediction to October 21st, 2011, but again, the end of the world did not arrive. The failed predictions damaged Camping's reputation and resulted in widespread ridicule. Yeah, you get 3, man, that's it. You only get 3. After that, get out of here. You're in the comment section now. You just gotta watch everyone else talk about it. Number 7, Prophet Hen of Leeds. We'll mix it up a bit. This one's kind of funny, but also kind of dark and insane. Let's do it. The Prophet Hen of Leeds was a hoax that took place in 1806 in England, medieval England. A woman named Mary Bateman claimed that her hen had laid eggs inscribed with the message, "Christ is coming." Yeah, how do you like your eggs? Over easy, scrambled, filled with riddles about the Lord? Take your pick. The story quickly spread, obviously, and many people somehow believed that this was a sign of the end of the world because of these eggs. However, it was soon revealed that Bateman had written the messages themselves on the egg using a corrosive substance that removed the egg's surface. So the hoax was exposed and Bateman was convicted of fraud. See, thing is, this was 1806 in England, so the punishment for such a fraud meant to be hanged. Yeah, not so funny. Pretty dark stuff. The Prophet Hen of Leeds became a famous example of religious fraud and gullibility. That's dark. I have no jokes about that one. That just sucks, really. The other ones are like, they didn't get hanged. Number 6, the Great Fire of London. Turning the clocks back to 1666. Great year, awesome, my personal favorite. The Great Fire of London was a devastating fire that destroyed much of the city. The fire began in a bakery on Pudding Lane, the real street, that's what it's actually called, Pudding Lane, love that. And the fire quickly spread due to strong winds and dry conditions. Now, despite efforts to contain said fire, it raged for 4 days straight, destroying over 13,000 homes and 87 churches, including St. Paul's Cathedral. The fire also had a significant impact on London's infrastructure and economy. After the fire, a commission was formed to rebuild the city, only this time with wider streets and more fire-resistant buildings. Ought to help for the next time. And this helped prevent future doomsday events, if you want to call them that. But since the Bible refers to the number 666 as the devil's number, many Christians in the 17th century believed that this was a doomsday event that actually came true. The amount of lives lost were relatively low for the end of the world. I mean, 10 people biting the bullet, that's still horrible, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not a doomsday, that's for sure. That's like a number 6 on the list, you know? Number 5. Halley's Comet. In 1910, some people, a lot of people, more people than we'd like to believe, they all believed that the Earth would pass through the tail of Halley's Comet, which would cause widespread destruction and possibly even the end of our world. The prediction was based on a misunderstanding of the nature of comets and their tails. However, the media took the idea and just ran with it. They were like, whatever, that's gonna happen, we might all die. Print it. Widespread panic ensued. People stocked up on food, water, probably toilet paper. I mean, who knows? And many schools and businesses actually closed on May 19th, 1910. What a scary day. Why aren't I going to school today? Mom's like, I don't really know. However, the Earth passed through the comet's tail with no incident. We didn't freeze to death. There wasn't any catastrophic rainfall. The doomsday prediction was of course proven false the next day. The event was an example of media just getting in everyone's head and spreading fear, really. Media and misinformation. Nice, classic. Number 4, the Jupiter effect. Not to be confused with Jupiter Ascending, that's a terrible film, don't like that one too much. Channing Tatum's great, but that wasn't it. The Jupiter effect was a doomsday prediction that gained far too much attention back in 1982. The theory here suggested that the alignment of the planets on March 10th of that same year would cause massive earthquakes, tidal waves, and all natural disasters that would inevitably destroy our planet. John Gribben and Stephen Plagman wrote a best-selling book titled The Jupiter Effect. The prediction was based on the idea that the gravitational forces of these planets would be concentrated on one side of the sun, leading to a significant increase in the gravitational pull on Earth. Terrifying to think of, yeah, backed by science, not at all. Scientists and astronomers debunked the theory, explaining that the gravitational forces of the planets were not nearly strong enough to cause such an event. No. This isn't like an Avengers movie. That doesn't happen. March 10th, 1982 came and went without any significant natural disasters, and the Jupiter effect was thankfully lost in history. Until now. Smash that thumbs up. You're welcome. Brought that back out of the vault. Number 3. Humans won't be able to read. This one's a dark prediction that hasn't happened yet, but it's too interesting to leave out because, will it? I don't know, this one's scary. Back in 1951, a writer from Time magazine had this wild prediction for the future. They believe that our grandkids will not know how to read in the future, and it's all because of television, apparently. Yeah, television, you're gonna rot your brains watching, one of those things, I guess. That thing you're currently watching me on, yeah, it's all because of that. So, sorry about that, I guess. The writer believes that, quote, our people are becoming less literate by the minute. In the zero-sum game of recreational hours, TV would eat up more and more of the time people once spent reading books and thinking thoughts. End quote. I mean, fair. VR is fun, definitely a little addictive. They say that by the 21st century, humans will be squint-eyed, hunchbacked, and fond of the dark. Like cave creatures. We're gonna live like we're in the hills have eyes, apparently. That's terrifying. My back is already toast, really, so I'm like 1 out of 3 there. Wait, what does that word say? Oh God, I'm squinting. Number 2, human becomes Cyclops. I hope this prediction never happens, but then again, that'd be kind of funny. Back in 1933, Dr. Thomas Hall Shasted explained in an article that the future of humans will all be Cyclops. And no, I don't mean the X-Men Cyclops that's shooting laser vision out of his eyes with spandex. That would be amazing. No, I'm talking about the one-eyed being that's, dumb and always naked. I don't know, why are Cyclops always naked? Get them some jeans. Dr. Shasted believes that the eye should be in the center of the face and that it belongs right there in the middle of your forehead, which again, that's kind of funny. The human eye originally evolved to see far into the distance, but as the modern human reads, writes, and repairs watches, cuts gems, examines photos from up close and all these close-up things like, on our phones every day, stuff like that, we have to evolve to accommodate these close-range tasks and pastimes. End quote. Meaning we're gonna all evolve to have one eye so we can just see things really close. That's gonna be terrible. We're all gonna be Mike Wazowski. I mean, that's not too bad, but I'm gonna miss 3D movies, I guess. Finally, number 1, true way religion. True way religion mixes Christianity, Buddhism, Taiwanese folk religion, and UFO conspiracy theories All in one. It's really about time. I really wanted one like that. Just a potluck of everything I've wanted. We love that. Leader Han Ming-chen believed that the end of the world was near, as did many others on this list. He preached that God would appear on US national television on Channel 18. Not HBO, Channel 18. Tune in. Nice. He believed this would happen on March 25th, 1988, to announce that he would be returning to Earth in the following week. That's a wild prediction. He predicted that Jesus would come back and be like, hey, one more week and then I'll be back for real. It's like, this is a bit much. The following year, he then preached that millions of devil spirits and a massive flood would result in the mass extinction of the human population. Nice. You're either gonna die in a flood or by demons. It's 50-50 on the horrible demise. Who knows? Flip a coin. It sounded pretty frightening to some, but Han Ming-chen had a plan to save those who followed him and his beliefs. Okay, so what do we gotta do to not drown? Tell me. All you have to do was pay a extremely large fee and then board a spacecraft disguised as a cloud. That would of course then take you to a safer place away from Earth. So yeah, if you don't want to die at a doomsday, just make sure you hop on the cloud ship. I kind of believe that last one a little bit. I don't know. Why not? Those are the top 10 failed doomsday predictions that we're glad never came true. I mean, haven't came true yet. We'll see what happens. We'll do a part 2 in the future and see which ones we got right. I'm Taylor McWaters. We'll see you next time on Bumblebee. Peace.